This is the Gatekeepers Podcast with Billy Grove. Billy is an innovative leader in the industry who loves teaching others how to build quality fence. So kick back, grab a cold beverage, and get ready to talk about fence. Today's show is sponsored by Mr. Fence Academy, National Metal Industries, J.C. Gurry, Pro Web Fencing, and Orlando Hinge Company. If you're looking to hit the next level in your fence company, check out Mr. Fence Academy. Real fencers, real job sites, real training equals real results. And now, live from the Mr. Fence Academy studios, here's your host, Billy Grove.
Going on, everybody? How's everybody doing on this fabulous Tuesday? It was a beautiful day here in Pensacola, Florida. Hope it was the same for everybody else. Long time no see, right? Had a little incident last Tuesday, had to postpone, and then we were so busy at like the open house that Brian and I really only got a chance to do a podcast at the baseball game, which was cool, but didn't get the full length. Normally we shoot for around 45 minutes minimum, but we did 25 minutes. I was freezing. This little Florida boy does not like the cold weather, even though it might be spring. It's not feeling like spring in South Bend, Indiana. But that was a culture shock to myself, as much as I would like to say it was not. I left and it was 82 degrees and it was like 33 whenever I got there. So it was cold, man. It was a little bit cold. But before I get down that rabbit hole, guys, I do want to give a plug-in to the audio version of the podcast, guys, that's uploaded every night whenever I get like home done doing this live version, and it will be like available for you Wednesday mornings for your drive to work on all major podcast platforms and all non-major ones too. Every time I look at the list that they added, it's just apps that I've never even heard of. So you can literally find this podcast, the Gatekeepers Podcast, on like 40 different podcast apps. Do me a favor, go subscribe and hit that auto download button. That way it's ready for you Wednesday morning on your ride to work. Next, we're going to run a verbal thank you through to the sponsors. Look at me just reading the notes, just like I just like typed it. But no, guys, seriously, huge shout out to Mr. Fence Academy. We killed it this weekend. And when I say we, the Mr. Fence Academy is not just Sean King. It's not just Billy Grove. It is made up of a vast amount of people. We had the executive director of the academy, Mr. Nico Gullery, out there with us slinging some fence. That was awesome. We also had my personal accountability coach and MFA coach as well, Jordan Hunt, out there as well. Love that man to death. Speaking of Grand Traverse Fence, I'm sporting your shirt that you gave me. Thank you so much, man. We also had Mr. James Blaisdell show up, which I was not expecting. I don't know why, because he lives in Indy. He was so close. So thank you for showing up as well, James. It was nice to see you guys. But guys, if you're looking to up the level of your fence company, and not just in the installation side, but also the business practices as well, look no further than Mr. Fence Academy at www.mrfenceacademy.com. Go do it right now. Not right now, but maybe in like 45 minutes. Next, we got National Metal Industries, guys. If you're in the market for privacy slats, chain link material, vinyl, aluminum, wrought iron, you name it, they got it. Chain link tools, really cool carriage bolt pliers, www.nmifence.com. Go give them a shout. And while you're there, if you order something, ask Mr. Mike Levy for a really cool mailer, guys. He's got really cool mailers that he sends out to all his potential clients. One of the coolest ones I've ever seen. If you make an order, ask him to throw you one in there. Next, we got JC Gurry signs and decals. If you're on the fence about a fence sign, you see what I did right there? Look no further than, did I do it right this time? No, I didn't do it right this time. Like jcgurry.com. They're all made right here in the wonderful USA in La Habra, California. www.jcgurry.com. And not to mention Mark and Mary are two of the kindest, sweetest people in the entire fence industry. I tell you what, man, if you haven't met them, you don't know, but if you have met them, you know, man. Awesome, awesome, awesome people. Last but definitely not least, guys, Orlando Hinge Company, aka the Swan Hinge. If you're struggling like we do with customers dead set on having a double drive gate and one like leaf swing uphill, your problem is solved with the Swan Hinge. I am a former customer, love the product. It absolutely works. It makes the gate swing uphill whenever you think that they won't. Go check them out, www.swanhinge.com. All right, guys. It's been a wonderful week. Like I said earlier, I had the chance to go to South Bend, Indiana for the CMM open house, or better known as custom machine monitoring. And if you guys still don't know what that is, it is a vinyl and like aluminum post routing machine. It also does your rails. I was pretty amazed about all of it does. It doesn't just route posts. It's pretty cool. It's pretty awesome. But y'all go give them a good look. I don't know the website. I dropped the ball on that one. Sorry, Mr. Pahinsky. I know you're watching. But I do believe it is cmmbuilt.com. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. And with that said, we're going to jump into the comments before I bring our awesome guest on like tonight. Just met them at the CMM open house. We got Jason and Larissa Driscoll on from JBR Fences, and let me see if I can say this without butchering it. Herminie, Pennsylvania. I think that's how you say it. Yeah. So we're going to run to the comments real fast. We're going to run through some of these. That way we're not doing 20, 30 at one time. So, of course, we got the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Jason Driscoll. Mr. Jason Driscoll says, hey, Sean Bahinsky. All right. Matt Lupari says, hi, JBR Fences. All right. Hell yeah, man. Sean Bahinsky says, hey, brother, can't wait to watch this. Hey, man, I'm excited about this show, man. I legit am super excited. Ryan Lubovinsky. That's okay. Pound, baby, pound. Yes, sir. Take him to Pound Town, son. Here is my beautiful wife who is watching. Thank you, baby. She says, hey, everyone. JC Gurry signs indeed like cows. Man, I'm stumbling over my words tonight, guys. Like I'm a little bit off. Mark and Mary are in the house. They say, hey, you all. Hey, guys. Oh, Mr. Kevin Poole. Brother, I watched you live today, man. Somebody made you mad, dog. It was funny, though. I completely agree with you. How you doing? Like Mr. Just the Tip, guys. If anybody does not follow him on Facebook, go follow him, man. Does phenomenal work, knows what he's talking about, been in the industry for a while, and is not scared to go live and show you his raw mistakes, raw wins, raw losses. Man, it's awesome. Dude's awesome. Alec, I'm going to say Reichter says JBR. Mr. Sean Bahinsky says 40 degrees of spring, brother. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. That is too cold for me. All right. We got Easy Louver in the house. Miss Karen McManus O'Neill says, hey there, folks. Hey there. My wife says, love Mark and Mary. Mr. Sean Bahinsky says it is. Yep. CMMbuilt.com, guys. Go check it out. www.cmmbuilt.com if you're in the market for a vinyl post router. And it does so much more than just that. Don't get stuck on that part. All right. So I've ran through the comments, guys. It is about time to bring our guest on. Like I said, I have Jason and Larissa Driscoll. And the topic for tonight, I really like this title. Success begins with you. Empower your business through continued learning. And AI killed it on that one. Chat, that was all Chat GPT. That was not me at all. But without further ado, we're going to bring our guest on, and we're going to get right to it.
Hi.
Hey guys, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on?
Oh, not a whole lot. Just a beautiful day down here in Pensacola, Florida. How about you guys?
Cold and rainy and Herminie.
Herminie. You almost had it. Herminie.
I was close. I knew I was forgetting some sort of letter in there. I was like, it's not Herminie, it's something else. I just couldn't think of it without seeing it. Herminie. Awesome. So, It was cold and rainy out there today.
Yeah. We still got some fence put in though. We got a bunch
Nice.
put in. So pound
Nice.
tape. What did he say? Pound baby pound, right?
Yeah, pound baby pound. That's right,
Right,
man.
Ryan?
Was it like raining, or was it just
No,
like
just
spitting on you?
yeah, just spitting on us, and then the
Yeah.
sun would come out, and then spitting on us, and the sun came out. But we were good to go. We were good to go. So we pounded some 3-inch rounds today. So
Nice. Those go a bit slower than 2
yeah.
3/8.
Yep. Yep.
So
Yep.
hell yeah, man. Well, like what were you building with the threes?
So I'm still building a 6-foot privacy, but Sean had told me reach out to Master Helco about getting 6-inch wide actual pickets. So because I had what is it, availability to 3-inch pipe, so I wanted to use it on this fence. So yeah,
Oh,
6-inch wide box, and gives you exactly a with the inch and a half on each side, like Sean does it, right? And it gives you exactly a 3-inch pipe in there. So
I was wondering. I saw the pictures that you posted either today or the other day, and I was like, those look like 6-inch wide pickets. I wonder if he's buying 5.5 just to make the boxes.
nope,
But
they're actually 6-inch wide. Yeah. Yep.
you answered my question. Hell yeah, man. Well, that's awesome, dude. So that's basically like giving him like an upgrade to a 6x6 fence.
Yeah. Yeah.
Basically, I mean, it's not the same
Right.
exact math, but
Right.
it's close.
I tell you what, they're solid too. They're scheduled 43-inch pipes, so they are
Nice.
solid.
Nice.
Solid.
Nice, man. That's awesome. That's awesome.
And
Well,
it's amazing. Like we hit rock and they still went in, right?
yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
It is crazy, man. It is crazy. I hit something pretty damn hard today. I was driving chain link post, engine 5/8, and man, I hit something hard about 2 feet down, and then it took me probably about 3 cycles of the air compressor, running it all the way out, and then kicking it
Right.
back on to get through it. But once it got through it, man, it went through it.
Nice. Yep.
Yeah. So, all right. So let's get into, well, before I forget, how was your week, Larissa?
It was good. Busy. We've been busy all week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. I don't want to leave you out over here. All right, guys, we're going to get into our first topic, which is going to be the background story behind JBR Fences and the Driscolls as a whole, right? So, Jason, Larissa, kind of in a nutshell, kind of share us your story from before fencing to now.
So you want me to start?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's see. Started with working. So when I first started dating Larissa, I worked for the federal government. I had been there 18 years. As of now, I've been there 18 years. Let's see. What else?
We have 3 kids.
We have 3 kids.
That's what JBR stands for: Jason, Bryce, Ryan / Reagan.
Slash.
I love that.
Slash Rissa.
I was
Ryan,
wondering.
Rissa.
I was wondering. I was like, it's got to be something like it's got to be close to the heart or something. I couldn't figure it out. So heck yeah, man, I love that.
Yeah, Jason, Bryce, and Reagan, and then I say Ryan and Rissa.
Nice.
So,
love it.
But yeah. So I, like I said, worked for the government, and then
the very first fence that he ever put in was for ourselves. When we moved to Herminie, we live on kind of a busy road, and we had little kids, and we needed a fence. So that was his very first fence. Never built a fence a day in his life. It was awful.
It was the special pre-made Home Depot panels, right?
Oh yeah.
With and the digger I used, or the auger type thing. Have you ever seen? So you have the clam style, right?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen the twist style?
Yeah.
So that's what I used. It was my grandfather's. He came over to help me, and how he assisted me was he brought that over, and then he sat there and drank beer. And hey, that's fine. I just said, listen, I need some guidance. So he hooked up some string lines for me, and then I went to digging. And yeah, I was like, this is horrible. Why would anybody want to do this, right? And then it just from there, it just I don't know. It just but
It's
I
super weird how that happens though,
right,
because I
right.
almost have the same story, except for mine wasn't for myself. But like the whole time I'm doing it, like this first time, I'm like in my head, like cussing my wife out because she signed me up to do this, and I'm like, man, this is terrible. And then I was done, and I was like, that wasn't that bad. And then I just like went on a rampage, like complete rampage after that.
Well, when I first put it in though, like our backyard has an angle, right? So I'm like, how am I going to do this with stepping them? And because I didn't know what I was getting into, I knew nothing. So I ended up having to, what I thought was the right thing to do was I cut the bottom of the panel. Like I figured out what my raise was, if it was, rise was 6 inches. And I started to one side and cut 6 inches off the whole way down. Oh, it was bad.
It
was
was a
bad.
mess, but we've come a long way since then.
Yeah, yeah, you have. Yeah, you
It
have, man.
started as a side job,
Mhm.
going from doing it for ourselves to, being hired out to do it for other people. And he did this on his spare time after work. And now we're full time.
Nice, nice. Congratulations,
Thanks.
congratulations. When did you make the jump to full time?
April 1st
April
of
1st.
this year. So just recently.
We talked about this and April 1st. So I had 18 years in the government. April 1st, I had a crew. I have a couple guys that work for me full time. They would do fences, and then we would do fences on the weekends and evenings. I was kind of like whenever I could, right? Well, worked for the government, went into work on April 1st and went to go put my badge in, and the guard said, you guys don't work here anymore. And I said, oh, okay. Yeah, it's April Fool's. Nope, we were part of the Doge. So we got laid off. And I have been talking to Larissa for a few years about
Should we, shouldn't
we? Because I had, I have good benefits of the government and this and that. And well, it was kind of like they took the binky out of my mouth and was like,
Yep.
well, it's time to do it. And it's weird how things all work out because like I bought the router, right, from Sean, and then this happened, and I'm like, oh no, like I just bought a router, I just lost my job.
We just purchased a building.
Just purchased a building. We're moving in June 1st. And then this, I call her. She was actually down in Florida with her parents, and I called her and said, hey, I just lost my job. And she's like, are you kidding me? And I'm like, I know, I just bought this and just bought this. And then it was like coming down to hang out with you guys and stuff. And it was like, it all kind of came together I don't know, just something her and I both were like, this is meant to be. Let's go full throttle with this. We met all you guys, and it was just like everything kind of clicked at the same time. And I'm like, I think this is just a sign saying it's time, and let's make this and let's do something great with this. So
That's awesome.
I have a great team of guys working for me. I can't be more prouder. I mean, the guys are great.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Like, so I don't know if you've ever seen the motivational movie or speech by Steve Harvey where he talks about jump. Just jump, and you guys did that. You didn't pull the ripcord too early. You jumped. So congratulations on that, man. And you're absolutely right. Everything happens for a reason. Absolutely everything. Absolutely everything was getting laid off during COVID as a bartender, right? So I was already doing it on the side, much like you. Just a weekend warrior, too scared to make the jump.
Right.
And when I lost my job, I was like, well, I have no choice. I'm not going to sit here and take the unemployment like everybody else. I'm going to actually work. So, I have experienced that. It's scary. It's like, oh man, I really got to do this now. I can't just, fiddle my thumbs anymore. Like I really have to do this. But there's something like to be said about people who do just jump, and that's it gives you more of a drive at the end of the day too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have no choice but to make it work. So that's what we're going to do.
But this one right here, she pushes me, and she's something special. I'll tell you, she is. She's something special, and I know she's gonna. You are here. She is.
We're gonna segue right into the last and final question on this one. Then, so how is it going from being a full-time travel agent to also helping in the entrepreneurship in the business?
So I did take a step back from my travel agency, but I'm still working. But now I'm just kind of filling in for him. We're trying to still fill out where I need to be. Organization is like one of the biggest things that he needs help with. So that's where I'm stepping in now, and I'm just kind of do things. I'm learning. I'm still learning. Yeah. So I'm just going to do things behind the scenes at whatever pace works for us, and we're still figuring that out. So
awesome. Well, like the beautiful thing about these like this industry is we're all still learning every single day. Like I definitely learned some stuff at the CMM open house. Right. Like I wasn't there just teaching. I definitely learned some stuff. So, that's the beautiful thing about this industry and where it's at today is, we're constantly pushing forward and trying to make things better, more innovative, and all of that, and to push it into one. So, I always like to challenge people to, push it to the limit, see, test, do everything that you can do to make the best like product and the best service. And that's all that we really can do if we want to better ourselves, right?
Right. Absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
Nice. All right. Well, before we jump into the next topic, we have a couple comments to get to that I did not get to yet. All right. We got Alex. Man, I feel like I'm butchering this last name. Richter.
Alex Richter.
Okay. He says crazy winds like today too here. Yeah, we were a little bit windy today. I was getting a little bit irritated because chain link is the only time I ever really use a real string line. Nothing was blowing all over the place. And it was only whenever I had the post ready to like just hit the button. And I was like, you gotta blow it 6 inches off the dang post. It was blowing gusts today.
Yeah.
So that's for sure.
Hey, real quick.
Says,
I'm just watching. Hey, Mom.
Sorry about that. Go ahead.
Hey, I just wanted to say, Alex, I wanted to throw a little comment in, like, because our next topic, but Alex and I kind of, he's kind of taught me a lot through the way.
Awesome.
He worked for a fence company before me, for another guy, but I didn't ever work for a fence company. But it's funny, we both started doing driving post around the same time, and we kind of like helped each other through it through YouTubes and talking to each other. And he'd call me at the end of each day, and both of our wives would be mad, be like, how can you talk about fence with, and the best part is I hadn't even met Alex, right? Actually, the first time he called me, Alex reached out to me as a friend, and he's probably like, man, this guy, because I was always busy, right? And he's like, and he only lives 45 minutes away. He's a local fence guy in Uniontown, PA, and he reached out to me a couple different times. I'm like, man, leave me alone. What's this guy always want, right? And it's funny. He's like one of my best friends now. Like, he's a competitor, like, but you know what though? We grow together. Like, he beats me on some job. Like, we're far enough away that we don't.
Right.
We're far enough away that we don't tie too much. But there are some jobs that we, I mean, and he'll call me and be like, hey, I got you on that job, or I'll call him, but it's funny. It's like, why can't the whole community be like that? Right. I mean,
true.
And I just want to do a shout out to Alex, because he's one of my really good friends, and he's
with AR Outdoor Design.
Okay. And say hi to Tony. I'm sure she's watching too. Hi, Mom. But
there you go.
But yeah, I just wanted to throw that out about Alex. It's just funny how it's just things work out where we both kind of taught each other, right?
Yeah, man, that's awesome, man. All right, Mr. Ken Throckmorton says, "Jump." Yes, sir. I'm telling you what, just jump.
we just met Ken when we were coming back from. I know. I'm sorry. I just talk. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead. That's the whole point of this thing.
But
right?
Ken, I have been buying material from Ken, and we had just talked about that. We were in his office. Was that Sunday?
Yep.
Sunday, after we on our way back from Indiana, he said, "Hey, I have some material for you. Why don't you just stop by on the way through and pick it up?" And so he showed us through his whole shop and everything. Great setup he has, and it was nice to meet him in person. And in his office, he has all the other fence companies, and it's like, as big as this industry is, it's like
a small community.
Oh yeah.
And he had all the guys. He had your was it Steel?
High Steel.
He had their plaque up there, and but yeah, it's just funny how the community, we're such a big area, but the fence community is just so tight and small, I guess, right?
Yeah,
So
it is, man. You sit at my desk, and my desk, like, you can't see what I'm looking at because it's raised up, but the entire thing is full of different fence companies, like fence signs. Yep. So, that's kind of a thing in the fence industry, is trading fence signs and, making friends and trading them. So, man, that's awesome. Yep. And that's awesome to hear that you're also able to do that with your local competition.
Yeah.
Because, that's how me and Chris first met at the end of the day, know. So, I mean, there's that. But we're going to move on. Oh, look, we got one. Oh, look, we got your son. He said, "Hey, that's my dad."
Hey, that's my dad.
What's up, buddy? All right, guys. We got Mr. Evan Gardner. I'm going to give you a free plug, my boy, because I love you and you're doing great things. Guys, if you are using Winged Post, Postmaster, Lifetime, Grizzly, Z-Post, the list goes on and on and on and on, you need to go check out Wingman Tools, because I'm telling you, they're pretty badass. And I don't even like Winged Post, but if I did, I would have me a set of those tools because they're pretty badass. All right. Mr. Sean Bahinsky says, "You two are seriously awesome. I'm so glad we were able to hang out last weekend. You are going to continue to flourish in the industry." And he is not wrong, guys. He is on point with that comment.
Yeah.
Thanks, Sean.
We enjoyed meeting you and your family as well.
I wanted to say, like, they invited, they didn't even have to. We just stopped by, I stopped by the day before, and they're like, "Hey, you're here a day early." And I was like, she's like, "We don't need to stop. We don't need to stop." And I'm like, I just want to stop and say hi and see who's there. And, he invited us over for dinner and everything. It was awesome. And I told Larissa, I'm like, I'm so glad we bought a router from this company. Like, they made us feel like we were family, right?
Yeah,
it was just really nice people. Really nice.
Super awesome people. And again, Sean, I thank you so many times. Thank you for opening up your home for all of us. And after the event was over, you still opened it up to me and Sean King. Thank you very much for that. Awesome, gracious host. Love it, guys. All right. Carter Jarman says, "Hi, little Jason. You're doing great." Tawny Richter says, "Hi."
Richter.
Okay, there we go. Richter. See, look, I'm still butchering it. Bryce Martino says, "Best boss out there." Boom, boom, boom. All right, guys. There's that comment section for the moment. I'll get back to it here shortly, and we're gonna segue right into our next topic, which I'm pretty excited to hear about. I got to hear a little bit about it at the CMM like training and stuff, but I want to know how you went about training yourself to the place that you're at today, only through YouTube and no hands-on videos or no hands-on training.
A lot of we did a good job on that fence, and then looking back going, "Ooh, I can't believe they paid me for that job." But I thought I did a good job at the time, right? You thought you did. But it was just a lot of, I guess, just keep trying, keep doing it. I would finish the job thinking I did great, and then just doing more research and seeing what I could have done differently, what we could have done differently to set the post, figuring out the height, figuring out the run of fences. Constantly, in the evenings, I'd be calling my father-in-law, asking him like, "Hey, what can we do to to make this flow better? Or what could we do? And my brother-in-law helped me. He owns a kitchen cabinet business, and same thing. They all worked in the trades. When we bought a house, I never even had a tool. Literally didn't know anything about building anything, like for real.
I bought him his first toolbox.
Like, I'm telling you, like, I knew nothing about building anything. We bought a house that needed, it was a foreclosure.
Yeah.
Needed gutted. And her and I looked at each other and I said, I don't know what I'm getting myself into.
We had a lot of support, and the same goes for when he started fencing. We had a lot of support from my family. Even his brother has helped a lot.
Yeah.
We are true like family business. I mean, we ran with our son since he was like 8 years old, was out there helping, and his friends would help constantly, still are.
Yeah. Bryce, my son, would always say, Dad, he goes, sometimes I don't know. I don't have friends, I think, because every time they would come over, you would ask them to help you do something. Like, it's like, they're like 10 years old. I'm like, hey, you want to like build a fence, or you want to do
right?
But hey, I feel like I taught all his friends, right? I gave him a good work ethic, right?
There we go. Absolutely. That's the only thing that matters.
Yeah, he spends hours researching everything that he does. Every practice that he's put into place has been researched and tried at home, and
lots of YouTube,
and
lots of
reviewed
YouTube.
by friends and family, and then
lots of watching Sean King videos. Lots of watching Sean King videos. I know this might sound really corny, but like, you know, like you find your like favorite like baseball player or favorite football player, right? And then you see it in person, you're like, that is so cool. Like when Sean and them invited me down to come, and then I found out Sean King, when Sean Bahinsky invited me down for the CMM training, and I found out Sean King was there. I was like, Larissa, Sean King's going to be there. She's like,
fangirl, total fangirl.
So it was just really cool. It was really cool to meet him, right? Like he was. It was just really cool to meet him. Like, and then my one of my guys, Ryan Lubovinsky, he was like, I can't believe you're getting to meet Sean King. That's like the coolest thing ever. I'm like, right? It was cool. It was cool. It's someone who he doesn't even realize how much he has taught me on YouTube to get me, to get us to where we are in business now. And he had no clue that he even did that for me. Right. Like we started with the amount of tools that I bought off Sean and Mr. I mean, we started with the clamshells. I had a little beaver. I had a little beaver hydraulic, to now having, I tried the US hammer. I had 3 US hammers. Sorry. I have an electric one, 2 gas ones. I have a Titan. I have a Rhino. And now I have the almighty Patriot and the Bull.
Yep.
Pound town, baby. Pound town.
So a quick little something cool, man, is we've all been there about Sean, right? I remember the first time I met him, and it's funny, like you haven't seen his old trailer, which is now my trailer.
Okay.
But I'll get to that like here in a second. So I first met him in 2020 at the Stain and Steel conference. And this was whenever I was still running my own business. And I originally had just went to go learn more about the stain product because my background is in painting. So staining a fence, I was like, oh, that's a cakewalk, right? But I couldn't find any good stain in box stores because they're terrible. So I went to this event, and I'm at the registration and I'm signing up, and they're like, yeah, day 2 is going to be Sean King with Mr. Fence, and they're going to show you a couple different ways to build fences. And I'm like, okay, cool. I get a 2 for it. I had no idea. Like, hadn't watched any of the videos, never heard of the man. And I'm like, all right, this is cool. Like, we take our lunch break, and my wife's at the hotel, and I'm like, babe. I was like, this is crazy. I was like, this is crazy cool. And so, boom, like there went the snowball down the hill. Right. So what's even wilder is, of course, well, he didn't have his media crew here at this one, but normally there's JRL local guys taking pictures, videos and stuff. Right. So lo and behold, I was in one of the pictures. I was put on Sean's trailer, which is now my trailer, right?
Awesome.
Had no idea about it. Fast forward 5 years, and I'm now pulling that trailer and working with Sean, and it's just wild how the world works, man. How life works. It's just completely crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When it's funny you say it, because when I first, my very first, well, I told you my very first fence was our house, right? But my parents had opened up a restaurant, and some of the cooks and waitresses down there were like, "Hey, we want to get a fence," and I'm like, "I built a fence, right? I could do that." And they're like, we got quotes from, and I didn't know at the time they had local fence companies, and I'm looking, they're like, "Well, here's the drawing and stuff, and here's the price they gave me," and I'm like, "I can do that, no problem," right? So I did a split rail fence with hand auger, a wheelbarrow, and I had the stuff delivered there. And I think I used a string line on that job. I'm not even sure if I did. I may have used a level. I'm not even sure. But
it don't matter with split rail fences.
Right. And then so after I did that fence, then the waitress was like, "Hey, I want a fence." So I went and did a fence for her, and then
snowballed from there.
And then it just kind of like, I got some calls like, "Hey, you want to do a fence? You want to do a fence?" And soon after, I'm like, "Hey, and so I was actually working at the government. Her and I were both working at my mom's restaurant, and then I was also doing fences and landscaping at the same time on the side."
Ooh,
so
yeah, Lord, you were a busy man, huh?
Yeah, but my son Bryce really, he helped us a lot through the whole thing. Like, I mean, I bet you the first 600 fences we did, he was probably on 550 of them.
Wow.
Yeah, he was, I mean, he started from, carrying bags of concrete, helping me mix, to the point where he was out there running crews. He goes WVU, and he comes home on the weekends, and he was running crews. And then some of his friends started working for me, and I had friends, wanting to work and stuff. So, I mean, how you just, and then you get to a point where you start to go, I guess we're making that jump. So
yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, what has been the steepest learning curve you've had to overcome?
The steepest learning curve. What do you think?
I don't know. I mean, for me personally, with him working in this industry and just being so busy, it was like, you make time when there is time.
Yep.
And it's not like a weekend. It's not, we get, every Thursday night off to have dinner together. It's just, you make time when you have time. And that was a learning curve. I mean, there was a lot of, when the kids were little, and it was a lot of, upset.
It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy.
But he's worked really hard, and I think that for me, that was my biggest learning hump is, and now we're at a place where, we're doing it together. So
nice, I mean, man. And that's a big thing that a lot of people forget, is the balance between work and family life. I mean, there is a time when you should clock out, right? Yeah. Even as an owner, I mean, you should clock out.
I have trouble with that. I definitely have trouble with that.
Everyone does. Everyone does. Trust me, man. You're not the only one. I promise you that. Okay. I promise you that, man. My wife's, if she's still watching, she can attest to this. She has woken up many nights at 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning to find me scrolling freaking fence pages on Facebook. Yeah. Okay. Like it's a real thing, and it happens, and just learn to work through it. And man, we're all freaking humans, so we're all learning every single day, right? So
that's the truth. Right. Yeah.
And it's not just you. Don't think you're weird. Don't think it's abnormal. It is very normal. Trust me. But so with that being said, Larissa, how did you kind of help in taking the business take shape whenever you guys first began towards now?
When we first started, Jason was a landscape, fence, and firewood company. So we kind of just did anything and everything to make that extra dollar. I mean, from when we first started, I was out there spreading mulch, chopping wood under lights with my babies and a pack and play.
This is true story. Yes. Yes. Like
The only thing that I can honestly say that I haven't done is install fence.
yeah,
So this last training that we did with CMM, that was my first real like look at what he's doing now. So
she went on her first estimate with me when we got back, and you know, she was glad to be able to understand what, you know, because you guys definitely explained everything very well, and she got to see it all in process. So when she went on the estimate, she was doing really good at selling stuff. So I was impressed.
So yeah, I think my role now is going to be more behind the scenes, office work.
Absolutely.
Or building fences. So.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but yeah, just support in any way that I can for him. I mean, it's not just his company; it's our company, it's our family's company. It's something that we want to have a legacy for our children, and you know, it provides for everything extra that we've done in our life,
and now
it's going to be everything. So you know, I'm just going to be available for whatever he needs.
That's awesome. That is truly awesome, guys. Love to hear it.
Thanks.
All right, we're gonna segue to the next topic, and I'm pretty excited about this one as well. Actually, I'm excited about all the topics. I'm excited to like have you guys on, like truly. So, Jason, Larissa, tell me the difference between watching YouTube videos and seeing this stuff go down in person by Sean King, myself, Jordan, Nico, all that.
Okay. So I would say, you know, obviously watching the YouTube videos, most of his YouTube videos are out in the field, showing, you know, what's going on and stuff like that. I would say seeing it in person and talking to him while he was doing it and understanding like why he was, when, for instance, when he was, he showed me a bunch with the vinyl fence. We would always put the bottom rail in, leave the top rail at the truck, you know, put the U channel in, put the pick, like the way we were doing it, I thought was good, but apparently, and then when he showed me, I'm like, that makes so much sense. Like put the bottom rail in and then cut the top rail and set it right there and wait for until you get everything. But I would say,
well, for me, it made it real.
Right.
You know, watching YouTube videos, you know, is one thing. I mean, it's removed, but seeing all the practices and all of the little tips and tricks and getting to know like this actually works if you do it this way, and taking that back and being able to show our guys, like, I mean, that was something like real life. I mean, it's just, it's invaluable, I believe. I mean,
well, we liked it good enough that we've already signed up for the April 28th through May Defense Mayhem.
Yeah.
I'm bringing my guys down. So I already told them so, because I was like, this was so worth it, just so that they can see, like, for instance, the flying V. When you guys said that, I'm like, what is a flying V? And I know my guys on here right now, they're listening. They're like, what's a flying V? But I'm going to be showing you guys when the next job. But, you know, showing makes so much sense. Like my guys would just lay the I-beams out, right? But the way that, you know, you're laying it out, so you grab the pounder, taking one step, and you have the next I-beam up. I didn't think like 3, 4, 5 steps matters, right? But then when Sean's like, listen, like if everything's right here and you're doing it these steps, your guys are going to get done quicker. You know what? We can go do it. We can, in that same day, we can go do another fence, right? Like, it's all,
you know, it showed us how to streamline things.
Yep.
some of the things we were already doing. Some of the things we're just changing a little bit now. I just think that the in-person training was, like I said, invaluable. I mean, it really hit everything home, you know. So, you know, we learned a lot.
I never would have thought you could have put a post through asphalt like that. Never would have thought.
I do it all the time.
Right. It's just
all the time.
And Sean just has a way of, like, for instance, the night before when we were at Sean Bahinsky's house, and it was just a few of us there, and Sean King was just talking to her and I, and just giving us knowledge, and just because he's a good person, you know, he's just a good person. Like, like, hey, like, I mean, he was telling her how to sell stuff and how to do this. And, you know, I'm saying, oh, well, you can take this option that's less expensive or more expensive. And he goes, there was 2 words you just said there that you shouldn't have said. And I was like, what? And he goes, expensive and expensive.
Yeah.
He goes, all they hear is, even if you say less expensive or make it more expensive, they hear expensive. And I was like, and I told her, and I'm like,
that makes
so much sense. Like, you know, and
it's just conversations like that happen naturally, that you take the most away from, that you're not getting online, you're not getting from a video. It's just kind of like a meeting of the minds, where you're not just hearing from the educators, but you're hearing from the other fence companies, and it's just a really, really great experience.
And you know, not to cut you off, but that is you hear this typed and said in the groups for the people who have been there. The magic sauce is after the tools get dropped. Okay, that is hands down. I've been to so many trainings I can't even count anymore. That is where I learned the absolute most, is whenever everybody's dressed in regular clothes, no more work is being done, and we're talking face to face, whether it be with me and Sean or with me and Dean, a guy I talked to on the way home, hour ride trip. I've never met him before. I talked to him on the way home, and he was asking some questions about, you know, like how to get into fencing, but having those conversations with professionals that are in the almost the same exact situation as you, that is awesome, because you find out that you're not the only one going through this. There's a guy 700 miles like to the east that is dealing with the same exact thing, and you're like, oh man, thank God I'm not the only one. I thought I was stupid. I thought I was crazy. I thought I wasn't doing it right. Like, that is almost worth the same amount as learning how to do some of these practices.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
And that's when I was down there, and when I came back, because I pretty much talked to Alex almost every day. I told Alex, I said, dude, I said, come down at the end of February. So we were messaging Alex and Tony both saying, come on, you guys need to come down. And I mean, this is a local competitor that I'm speaking to, that I'm saying, come down for this training, and let's do this together. You know, let's. So we're trying to convince them. Hopefully I think we got a house big enough for everybody. So you guys should come down.
Well, man, if you're still watching, I promise you, if you don't take anything away from it, I promise you, Sean will make it right with you. But I can also promise you that you're going to take something away from it. Okay.
Absolutely.
So there's that as well. Guys, the costs have been lowered so drastically since I first started like attending the trainings. Your entire team is included with the cost. Guys, if you can't put that money into your business, then why are we really in business at all? Right? Like, putting back into your business should be the not the very first thing, but one of the first 5 things that you should be thinking about. Like investing in yourself, investing in your team members. It's gonna go a long way. Like, your guys are gonna be like, oh man, boss man just took us to Evansville, Indiana, and we learned how to build fence, and we got paid, and we stayed in the hotel, and we had a good time, man. That's pretty cool, man. It goes a long way. And not just with them, but I know you felt pumped up on Monday morning, didn't you?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man. Just every time I come home from a training out of town, because my training's in town, I'm a little bit worn out afterwards because I
Right.
do, 2 full days of nonstop answering questions, but I love it. But it just mentally kind of drains me at the end of the day. But every time I come home from like an out of town training, I am so jacked up for like a month, like afterward. And I loved it. It's an awesome feeling that you get, and it really just empowers you to want to make those steps to move forward and just change your entire life in the process.
Right. 100%. I agree. Yep.
Yeah.
That's
Absolutely.
how we both
Yeah.
we both came home and what was funny is we went out to dinner. Was it that night, Saturday night or Sunday night when we went out to dinner? We never talked so much before.
Saturday night.
So Saturday,
Yeah.
that was the game. Anyways, it doesn't matter. One of the nights we went out to dinner, right? And now that she understands what I did or what I do, and she wants to be part of it, we've never talked so much at dinner before. We were just like
About fencing.
yeah, but it was like, but she was so like she's excited to do this journey. Well, let's both do it together, right? And she was just so excited, and it's just it was.
It is mind blowing, isn't it? Like
I've done a lot of trainings for work and stuff like that. This was by far the best training that I've ever taken.
It like renews your excitement for the business that you've been in, when things can get kind of like monotonous, but you take a training and you talk to all these people and you get new ideas and new practices to put into place, and it becomes exciting again.
Mm-hmm. And not to downplay the CMM open house, but you guys weren't even in Miss Jones's backyard, like installing
right.
Like, I don't want to say a real fence because we installed a real fence, but like you're not installing like a backyard fence for somebody. When you guys get done with this next training, I'm telling you, you're going to be like, whoa, this is even cooler. Like we saw like real world applications. You're going to run into problems that you didn't know were there. Because I'm telling you, every single training has got some sort of anomaly. And that's the beauty about these things is 90% of these are in Mrs. Jones's like backyard. So you don't know what you're dealing with. You don't know if there's, this giant concrete slug that's been buried there for 30 years. You have no idea, right? So, you learn how to roll with the anomalies and make everything work. So that is one of my all-time favorite things about it.
Yeah.
JC Gurry has a very good question. I'm going to skip ahead a couple of the comments. Are you guys going to the fence show in October?
Is that the one in
Vegas?
Yeah, I think so. We were looking. Well, we bought tickets. So we're looking into that now. So
and travel agent here is trying to find a flight. So
do it, man.
Yeah,
and
we are.
Telling you what, guys, I've never been to Vegas. Last year was my first year. I was so excited to go do all the tourist stuff. I'm gonna tell you what, right now, I went to the Strip for maybe 2 hours and I never left South Point. There is multiple restaurants, $5 beers. I mean, dude, we're in Vegas. $5 beers. I can't even get a $5 beer at the local baseball game, right? Man. It is a great time. It is like drinking from a fire hose. I'm not going to lie to you. There's so much stuff to wrap your head around. Mr. Kevin Orlando says never left the hotel. Yeah, same, man. I left the hotel. It was after we were done, actually, because I was there longer. Long story, but so I had to stay after the show was over. But that's whenever me and the wife went and did the whole touristy thing, and that was fun. But man, the people at South Point have a nice location. Brian and his team, along with Susan, make it to where it is a very fun and enjoyable time, and it's awesome.
Okay, great. Cool. We're looking forward to it.
Cool.
Do it. All right, guys, we're gonna take a quick 3-minute break. I'm gonna roll the commercials, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna get back to it. We are running a little bit over already, which I love. But hey, that's great, guys. Stick around if you want. Please stick around at least for the commercials so I can get them out. But like I said, y'all can go check out the audio version tomorrow, Wednesday morning. It'll be on all of them. I'm not even going to list them, all of them. But with that said, we will be back in 3 minutes.
All right.
National Metal Industries, a family-owned business for 70-plus years, has grown to be recognized for their ability to deliver on not just privacy slats for fence, but all types of fence products. National Metal Industries has all the hardware and tools to get the fence professional in and out of their job with the most ease possible. You can count on National Metal Industries for the most convenient resources in fence products. Visit nmifence.com for more information. As we like to say, you can always pick it right at National. J.C. Gurry Signs and Decals has been a trusted name in the sign industry since 1949, with all manufacturing done in-house from start to finish right here in the USA. With 75 years in outdoor signage and roots dating back to the 1920s, J.C. Gurry specializes in durable, high-quality signs and decals. In-house screen printing since the 1970s ensures every product meets the highest standards. Visit jcgurry.com for more information. Every aluminum sign includes Mylar lamination at no extra cost, extending product life in tough outdoor conditions. For unmatched quality and longevity, visit jcgurry.com. Struggling with a gate that drags on your sloped yard? Orlando Hinge Company has the solution, the Swan Hinge. Unlike standard hinges, the Swan Hinge lets double drive gates swing open smoothly up inclines, eliminating dragging and binding. Easy to install on vinyl, aluminum, wood, and chain link gates. It's built for durability and made to withstand the elements. And when your customer hears that, yes, their gates can work on a slope, you just made the sale. The Swan Hinge, designed by fencers for fencers. Made in the USA, lifetime warranty. Order today at swanhinge.com or email info@orlandohingecompany.com. The Swan Hinge, because every gate deserves to open smoothly.
All right, guys, we are back. And real quick, I do want to give a shout out to Mr. Fence Academy. And also, guys, I got some pretty cool news for you. Donuts are dead. No more donuts, guys. We got a brand new product coming out. It is getting rid of the plastic donuts, the polymer donuts. The Uni 5. Right now, you can catch them for $3.50 on pre-order at www.mrfencetools.com. Go ahead and get that pre-order in, because once they hit stateside, guys, the price is going to jump to $4.50. Even still at $4.50, very affordable for what you're getting. That is no more 3-inch locking screws at the bottom, no more digging pilot holes. We have solved the frost heave problem, pretty much all of it. It is a wonderful product. I can't wait to incorporate it here at High Steel. And yeah, so with that said, we've hit all the like sponsors, and I'm gonna jump back into it, guys. How was the little 3-minute break?
Good.
Yeah, man, I always love it. I always love it as well. All right, so we're gonna skip that. We're gonna get into some real world takeaways, man. What is we demoed a lot of new stuff at the training. What was your favorite either new tool or new piece of material that you used?
For me, that little battery Titan.
I knew you were gonna say that.
That little thing is badass, right?
Bad to the bone, son.
Right. Like I was impressed by that little thing.
Yeah.
It's so light, and if you only have to throw a couple posts in somewhere, I mean, even if you have to do 5-6 posts, like that's instead of lugging out everything, that. I will say I have what's it called? The thing with the bungee cord with the tags. What do they call that?
Equalizer.
Equalizer. So I have the equalizer and we've never used it.
What?
Yes, I know, right? Right.
Yeah.
And I have it because I probably just didn't know how to use it, or because
or didn't fully understand.
maybe
how
just
to
didn't
use
fully
it.
understand how to
Yeah.
use it. So I still have to buy a couple more. I have to buy those little like things
Those
with the
adjuster
zip.
cables.
Yeah, I got to
Yeah.
buy those. But yeah, once I get those, and I'm constantly buying stuff off of Mr. Fence
Bro,
Tools.
that is my hands down favorite tool that he makes.
Right.
Is the
Yeah.
equalizer.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, literally, like I can take a guy who just got hired. I can show him how to hook it up and show him how to tie it twice, because this is where they always mess it up at. If you're not using the adjuster cables, you could still use it without the adjuster cables, right? So I'll show them how to tie it twice, and they're done. They've
Yep.
got it from there.
Right.
It is perfect perfect post spacing every single time. No tape measure, no math. I can take a guy off the street and teach him how to do it within 2 minutes. I promise you.
Right. Yeah. I
It's-
think that was the thing we were most excited to show the crews.
yeah.
I was showing them too that once you get that post leveled and you get it driven, say 6 inches, like Sean was saying, you know how far you need to be away from that line, and then find, there's all on that post, there's always a marking, and just follow
Yeah.
that marking on that, to keep your post level, right? And
Yeah.
when you're driving it, because we would always drive, check with the level, drive, check with the level. And
Mhm.
Sean's like, no, like once you get it, like you just focus on a point and just keep driving. And
Yep.
yeah, it's little tricks like that, right?
It
So
was pretty funny today. We've got a semi new guy. He's I think going on his 3rd week. And it was just like him and I today. And we were driving 8-foot post, and he was like, so I'm gonna help you drive. I was like, you are not going to help me drive. I was like, I am driving post by myself. And he was like, really? You can do that? I was like, yes, sir. I was like, I am lights out faster by myself. But anyways, so I'm driving post and he's walking back and forth, grabbing some fabric, grabbing some tension wire and stuff. And he stops me and he was like, man, I see why you're so much faster. I was like, you get it level and you just stare down at the string. And I'm like, yeah, I leveled that thing once, max twice. And then the level goes on my hip to the next post and I run it, baby.
right.
And he's like, that explains why you can drive these things in like 45 seconds. I'm like, yeah, man. So like, I always teach, like, take the stress out of it. Take the stress out of it, and that comes down to even whenever you're like plumbing a post up to the string. Every single guy that I train does this. They stand on the back side of the post and the string line is on the front side of the post and they're looking around, and I'm like, just straddle the string line and move level down at eye level so you're not moving your eyes. You can see the level bubble and the string at the same time. They're like, dude, I didn't think about that. It's like, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Just make it easy. Take all the stress out of it. So that is, that's one of my cool things I love about the equalizer. And it's so cool, man. Like I said, it's my hands down favorite tool.
Oh yeah. Yep. For sure.
But all right, sorry. I just dang it, Josh Clark. You just texted me. I got sidetracked. I was in your text messages looking for my show notes. Josh Clark is our amazing salesman, guys. If you didn't know it, he's been helping with the sales training, putting together notes and stuff. So as you guys go through some of the sales training, give a little bit of a round of applause to Mr. Josh Clark. He is our awesome salesman at High Steel Fencing. And can't say enough about the man. He's a lights out salesman. But with that said, that got me back to my notes. Nice little segue to that. All right, guys. What has been your most memorable job or breakthrough moment to date?
Well, I'll start with I guess to date. So I had actually Ryan Lubovinsky. We were just talking about this job today. So I had did an aluminum job, and this job would have been was about 550 feet. And before that point, I had never done anything probably even over 300 feet. So this guy reaches out to me, and I'm like, I don't know if I can do this much. And she was like, well, why couldn't you do this? And I'm like, I have to rip out 500. I have to reinstall. And then now this is when I'm having a full-time job. So we're weekend warriors, right? And this is still when I was digging and setting, and we had 2 little beavers, and I think there were 7 of us. But anyway, so when I got the job, I said, okay, I got the deposit. And then when he gave me the deposit, he let me know that he had just sold his Dodge Challenger to pay for the fence.
Oh God.
Yeah. And I'm like,
why'd you tell me that?
I was like, oh my God, like, how am I going to be able, like, I'm stressing all week about this. And we were mixing concrete. My father-in-law, he mixed probably 100 bags of concrete, in the Harbor Freight mixer, right? The orange Harbor Freight mixer, Whirlburls. And we had a skid steer there pulling out posts, and we had probably about 7 or 8 of us, and we actually got that job done in 2.5 days. We started pulling posts on Saturday morning, and now looking back, I'm like, with the I-beams now, I'm like, shit, we probably could have done that done in 1 day, right? I don't know how we would have, but so at that point, that was probably my biggest job. And then I would say what really has kind of helped us tremendously is there's a local pool company that has reached out to me a couple of years ago. They saw our work, and I guess they really liked what we were doing, and they wanted to bring us along. So every in-ground pool they do, they throw our name out, and we get probably 80 to 90% of the fences from them, from their pools. So that has tremendously helped my business.
Yeah, I think those 2 jobs, him being able to pull off something that he didn't think that he could, and then the kind of the pat on the back of someone else acknowledging that you're doing good work, those are the 2 things that gave him like the most confidence and like the biggest kick to say, you know what, I really can do this. And in fact, I already am. I'm doing it.
Yep.
So
thanks.
That's awesome. That's awesome, guys. Well, so I hate to cut us short, but we are getting up on time. I'm getting hungry. But you guys got any closing thoughts for us?
I just wanted to say, like, meeting you, Billy, like, you're an awesome dude. It was awesome meeting you. Just all of you guys. Sean Behensky, what's the owner's name? Steve.
Steve.
Steve had some great stories for us. That guy's full of so much knowledge, and he's been everywhere. And
everywhere.
I would say if you're looking for a router, CMM is the way to go. Like that, those guys, and they're not paying me to say this. I'm literally saying this.
Same.
I like just great family people. Like I couldn't be. We met a lot of great people. Sean King, like I said, meeting him was
fangirl.
Yeah.
Right.
We were just saying, like, it was just so nice to meet people that are like-minded and driven, and just recharges you in this industry. Like, it was just such a nice experience, and we would recommend doing these trainings and meeting these people. It just gives you a new look on life for your business. Yep. For sure.
And I would say the last thing is I remember when we first got into the high bay there at CMM, and they were talking, and they had mentioned, they're like, Brian Fredrickson's here. And I'm like, Brian's here? I'm like, he's here too? Because like, I've only seen him like, I've only, he runs Fence Industry, but on Facebook, but I've read so many comments and stuff about him, and I'm like, oh my gosh, he's here too? This is like my dream come true, right?
I love Brian. Brian's awesome. Brian is the poster child of ADHD.
That's why
I love him to death. But man, good Lord, he is everywhere. Mine's going a million miles a minute, and I'm just like, sir, I'm gonna need to slow down. I need to go 2 topics backwards, and let's revisit that, and then we'll get back to this subject. But no, guys, he does awesome things for the fence industry as well. The whole FWA movement, guys, this was literally for fencers by fencers. Brian Frederickson has been fencing since he was a child, and I can't think of any better way to support him to just go join FWA, guys. You get so many benefits out of it. And I'm not sponsored by FWA either, just to let you guys know. But go join FWA. Go look at the women of FWA, guys. Go sign up. It's not for just women in the fence industry, but also spouses, mothers, anything that has to do with one of your loved ones in the fence industry. They welcome you with open arms. Like Brian said at the CMM open house, their booth was literally the busiest booth out of all of those booths. Wow. I mean, they were giving out free massages. You got free swag, everything. So guys, go get your spouses, your wives plugged into the women of FWA. They're doing great things for the women in the fence industry. And guys, with that said, man, thank you so much for coming on, man. This has been a blast tonight.
Thank you for having us.
Truly fun. I look forward to seeing you guys at the next event, whether I make it to another training or whether I see you guys in Vegas. Look forward to it. I shot you my cell phone number last night, man. If you ever have any questions, if you ever just want to shoot the shit, feel free to just give me a call, man. I'm an open book, bro. I talked to Mr. Dean Bellamy. I have no idea who he is for about an hour and 15 minutes on the way home from Defuniak Springs. He was interested in getting into the fence industry and wanted to know some insider questions. So I'm not prejudiced. I don't care who you are. If you have questions, I'm an open book. Hit me up on Facebook, shoot me a text, shoot me a call. I'll answer it. I'll talk you through whatever you got to do. And yeah, man, that's it. But like I said, thank you so much for coming on, guys. Truly appreciate it.
If you want to, it's up to you, but like maybe after we move in our building, if you want to like have another talk and we can see how everything's going.
Yeah, if you want absolutely. Absolutely, man. Let's do it.
Thanks. Yeah, for
I
sure.
love having return guests on, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, send me a request and we'll figure something out. But we move in June 1st. We'll see how that goes.
There we go. Well, we will see how it goes. Let's say July.
Okay. Yeah.
First week in July. We'll see. That'll give you guys 30 days in, and we will check back on that. All right.
Yeah, sounds good. Thanks, Billy.
Thank you.
All right, guys. You guys have a wonderful night. Kick some ass out there this week. Collect some checks. Put some fence in the ground, and I'll talk to you guys soon. All right.
All right. See you, buddy. Thanks.
All right. Thank you, man. All right, guys. Awesome show tonight. Once again, thank you so much to my guests, Jason and Larissa Driscoll of JBR Fences, Herminie, Pennsylvania. I got it right that time. You guys go check them out. JBR Fence on Fences on Facebook. I don't know their website's name, but it should bring you to it if you go to their Facebook page. And just to give myself another plug-in, guys, go subscribe to any audio platform for the podcast available that you use and hit that auto download button for me, guys. It does a wonder. And Jordan Hunt says, we just had our first female installer start today. Thank you, sir. I'm repping your shirt. I love it. Thank you for the swag. Guys, y'all have a wonderful rest of your night. I will see you. I forgot to hit the outro, but I will see you guys next Tuesday, 7:30-ish, because sometimes I'm not on time, but that's just how it works. See y'all then. Y'all have a wonderful rest of your week. Kick some ass, collect some checks, and I'll talk to you later.